Good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday. Tonight's topic is a very common topic that I've talked about in the past, and I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna read Ephesians 5:25. Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. All right. Christ died for the church. Men, we need to be prepared to die for our wives. All right. For many years, at the beginning of our marriage, for a few years at the beginning of my marriage, I wasn't this kind of man. All right. I let people in my family, from my dad's side of the family, disrespect my wife, mistreat my wife, be rude to my wife, even talk behind her back. And I allowed it to happen. I was very passive about it. I wasn't a good husband for allowing that to happen. But it got to a point where I said, you know what, enough is enough. Enough is enough. And I spoke to somebody in my family, somebody I used to look up to. He was like pretty much like a hero to me. He called me up one day, and again, I'm not gonna go to the backstory. I'm not gonna go into say who it is, and because just it's a little too personal. But the point is, he called me. He started bad mouthing my wife, started disrespecting my wife to me, very disrespectful. And I said, hey, you know what? Enough is enough. You're not gonna keep disrespecting my wife, you know. And if you're gonna keep disrespecting my wife, we can't have a relationship anymore. We are not going to, you can't see my kids and you can't see me anymore, and that goes for the rest of the family, and it's so on and so forth. This happened with a few people in my family, and I pretty much became the black sheep of my family. For that reason, for other reasons, but the point is, I stood up for my wife. After 6 years of marriage, I finally stood up for my wife. And you know what? It should not have taken 6 years. Men, if you're getting ready to be married, if you're looking to get married, you have to be prepared to die for your wife. You have to be prepared to stand up for your wife. You're not to let your mom, your dad, your brother, sister, in-laws, her parents, her family, your pastor, friends, nobody is to disrespect or dishonor your wife. Nobody. It may cost relationships. It may cost you relationships. It cost me. The only one in my family who I talk to is my mom and a cousin of mine. But for my dad's side of the family, none of them talk to me, and I don't talk to them. I've forgiven them, but the point is that that's the way it turned out. But I stood up for my wife, and that is the right thing to do. After your relationship with the Lord, your relationship with your spouse comes before any other relationship. Now, you're also, besides us being responsible as men, being responsible for our wives, you're also responsible for your daughter. For example, my wife, it's not her dad's job to stand up for her. It's not her dad's job to defend her. Not saying that he can't. Same thing with me. If my daughter gets married, it's not like I'm never going to be there for her. But the job of defender, protector, provider, really, I take a step back, and her husband takes over. Same thing with me and my wife. I had to step in, and I didn't. For a long time, my wife didn't have anybody to stand up for her and defend her. And that was very wrong of me. Until the day that I decided to, you know what, enough is enough. My wife for a while did not know if I was there for her or not. Right now, you ask her, hey, will your husband defend you? And she will say yes. I asked her the other day, babe, do you know I'm here for you, and you know I'm willing to die for you. She said yes. So very important. If you're married, men, ask your wife if she knows that you're ready. If you are not prepared to die for your wife, pray, seek of the Lord. Tell the Lord to give you that face of the spirit of a lion, spirit of a warrior. Okay, and pray over Ephesians 5:25. Okay, through 33. Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her to make her holy, cleansing her by the washing with water through the word, and to present her to himself as a radiant church without stain or wrinkle or any blemish, but holy and blameless. Why? When you defend your spouse, if your spouse feels that she is attacked by anybody, especially from your family, and you don't defend her, guess what? She will have stains. She will have stains. Why? Because she's going to have resentment. She's going to have anger inside of her. And who can blame her? But if you stand up for her and you defend her and she knows that you're willing to die for her, you will present her without stain or wrinkle or any other blemish, but holy and blameless. And she will love you, honor you, respect you even more. Because us as men, we that's actually one of one of the big things as men, we like respect. But that has to be earned. Okay? So again, men, if you're married, make sure you're there for your wife. You defend your wife against anybody. Your mom, your dad, your brother, sister, cousins, friends, pastor. Okay? Same thing. Don't let a pastor talk down to her just because he's her spiritual leader. Okay? We got spiritual leaders who think that they know better, and you need to be there for her too, in front of a pastor as well. Okay? So, guys, I hope this is helpful. I hope this could be encouraging. I mentioned this at church on Monday at our men's group. We do authentic manhood here at Sea Life here in Forney. If you're not in the area, go to authenticmanhood.com and see where they have authentic manhood, where they hold authentic manhood in your area. If you are in the Dallas County or the Kaufman County area, visit us on Mondays at 6:30 p.m. here at Sea Life in Forney. You do not have to be part of our church. You don't have to change churches. You're more than welcome to come join us. It is a great time. We learn. We're there for each other. And it's iron sharpens iron. Okay? So we have people from different churches who join us. All right? God bless.